This Built From Nothing podcast. I'm your host, Sean. This is my guy, Nell, and I'm here with the lightning quick, stat stuffer, deceptively athletic, Antoine Myers. Thanks for coming, man.
No problem.
Yeah, today, man, we just here to give you your flowers, talk to us about your journey, your career, let us know, about your life, get people to understand, just to see, how you got to point A to point B.
Right.
So we're going to start off with, what got you into sports?
The crazy thing, I just used to run. I played sports all as a kid. I played baseball first. That's what a lot of people don't know. I was a real big baseball person. Then football. I played basketball last.
Right.
So I ain't really get into basketball serious until I was 13, 14. When I was all right, I think I'm a little good, so I'm gonna just stick with that. But I really started. I was playing everything at that point when I was younger.
Why you chose Forest Park out of all the schools?
The crazy thing, a lot of people, the people that do know me, I grew up in the Park Heights area.
Okay.
So Park Heights and Rogers, Park Heights and Shirley, all the way down bottom Park Heights. So I went to Arlington first.
Okay.
Went to Arlington Elementary, went straight from there, Pimlico Middle.
Right.
So I wound up moving from Park Heights across tracks, around Liberty Heights and Garrison area. Still going to Pimlico Middle. I'm all right, I'm going to Northwestern.
Yeah. Which was good at that time.
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to Northwestern at the Pimlico Middle. All my friends are going there, that's where I'm going. Get a letter in the mail, your zone school, Forest Park.
Right.
I'm Forest Park. I know people, I lived around there for a little bit, so I know people in the area, but everybody from Garrison went to Forest Park. I'm not trying to go here. I'm trying to go to Northwestern.
Right.
Family, no, I'll just go to Forest Park. It's right up the street. I'm all right, cool. I get there, really know 5, 6 people, really don't know nobody. I'm I don't know about this.
What was your mentality from on high school? Because I ain't gonna lie, he has called you one of the most underrated players, right? That he's seen, and I definitely can see that. So just let me know about high school, because I do see you as an underrated player. I don't think you got talked about as much until somebody stepped on the court with you.
Right. Yeah. My mentality in high school, mind you, I'm a little laid back kid, really don't say too much. I just can play. So for me, a lot of my stuff came from just playing. I never really taught. I used to just go out there and just play. Whatever they gave me, that's what I took in high school. So, like I said, I really didn't know how good I was in high school, but then I was putting up 20, 35, 25, 28. Then I didn't know how athletic I was either. I was getting dunks every 4 or 5 games because I really didn't know how to dunk like that yet.
Is it a certain point where you feel like it started clicking? They respected your game, or you kind of took
I think they always respected me when I came in as a freshman because they seen I really could play. But also it was just so tough because I think we had just so many egos with our team. Especially me coming up as a sophomore, they probably well, he ain't supposed to be up here. What? Why is he playing so much? So I think that was kind of a big factor with our team as well. It was tough. I don't know. I can't even remember how many games we won that year.
It was a struggle, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It was a struggle for every year, though, for you, right?
Every year except my senior year.
Okay, so your senior year, what was the difference?
Well, my senior and my junior year, I think I was just more confident because I knew everything was running through me. So I was well, in order for us to win, I got to play good on all aspects of the game. I got to rebound, defend, talk a little bit more, be a little bit more vocal, passing, really at that time I wasn't no point guard. If a lot of people that didn't watch me play back then, I scored the ball back then. That's all I did. Like, from all three levels, like, scored the ball.
I remember. I mean, I had a little shootout with you before, you know, my last year. I gave y'all a lot of points.
Yeah, I know. All mid-range. Every time I turn around, you hitting a short corner jump shot.
Yep. But it was only at you was already cooking. Like, we was trailing.
Yeah.
If it was a close game, we probably could have got y'all, you know. But before we get to prep school, you played Cecil Kirk, too, for a brief
Played with
right?
Cecil Kirk, too.
Tell me, because, you know, Duty just passed away, you know,
Right.
rest in peace to Duty. Just tell me about
His influence?
yes, his impact on your life.
So, he came to one of my games. Had no clue who he was. Mind you, I never played on the circuit or nothing like that. Matter of fact, I played on the circuit with Gerald.
Okay.
So I had people like Isaiah Onwood, Isaiah Fillmore, Terrell Vincent, Tion Womack, Darius Gilmore. So I had a pretty decent team. Kill was actually playing younger at that team with Walter Lee.
That's tough.
So Squirrel came 11th grade year. I think 11 was my 12th grade year. Came to see me play, pulled me up out of the game, was waiting, was like, you can play a little bit. Said, I think you should come play for us. I don't know who he is. I'm like, I'm just skeptical. I haven't been playing in like leagues in Baltimore. I really haven't been playing nowhere else. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, I don't know. He was like, just take my number. I'm like, all right, cool. Had the number for at least like 2 weeks, just never used it. Montre was playing with them at the time, Montre Clemens, because Montre used to go to fall spot, but he wound up transferring to Pilot.
That's true. I remember that.
So I was cool with him and his uncle Sonny. So Montre was like, man, Squirrel been asking about you. Like, I told him I knew you and stuff like that. He like, man, stop bluffing and come on down. I'm like, all right, cool. Wound up going down there. First week was hell. Like, I felt like the whole East Side was against me. Montre played young at that time. I'm on a team where I don't know nobody.
Right.
I'm playing against Quan Jones, Jay Shaw, Terrence Jones, Cleve.
Practice.
Jay Wild was down there a couple of times. Jack was down there a couple of times. Paris was down there a couple of times. Like, Squirrel, like, bring the ball up. Quan ripped me probably at least.
Yo, still doing that too.
he ripped me probably at least 30 times that first practice. And Squirrel kept telling me, get the ball. And I'm sitting there like, I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, the man that stripped me 20-something times. Why am I keep going to go get the ball? Let somebody else bring the ball.
Right.
I'm hearing, damn, this bum ass nigga can't even bring the ball up. Like, I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. But as the week went on, I don't know what Squirrel seen in me at that point, but as the week went on, I got more and more comfortable. And then they're like, damn, yo can play. Like, he really can play. Then we finally started playing on the circuit. I got T. Barton playing, Creed playing, DeRon Johnson playing, Jeff Fields playing.
Right.
So we had a very, very good team. And once I got on the circuit, like, mind you, I'm averaging 25 in high school plus. I think my last year close to 30, if not 30, my last year. So to go play with them and then really had to change my role from scoring to literally be a legit point guard, I went from that to like 10 points. 10 to 8 points, and he was like, he basically explained it like this. He like, on the circuit, 10 points is 20 points.
Yeah, which is true.
At high school, you gonna get your shots because it's high school. On the circuit, you playing with a ton of other people that's going high major D1 or mid major D1.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to take all them shots. When you go to college, you're gonna be taking 10 to 12 shots per game.
That's what I was about to say. In college, you're not going to instantly be able to take every shot. You got to make all of them count. So so coming out of high school and then coming from Cecil, which, you know, Cecil put people in school.
Right.
Why prep school?
More looks, honestly.
Got you. Any looks coming out of high school?
I had a lot of mid majors, like a lot of mid majors, especially that first summer I played on the circuit. Because Quan will tell you, me and him, we used to hassle the guards. Every guard, top guard, we was hassling in the full court. And then my job was just to get the ball, run as fast as I can, create fouls.
Okay.
So people saying, like, I didn't know how elite my speed was at that age. I didn't even know I was that fast.
Yeah. Okay, so prep school, right? You do your thing in prep school, and now it looks the same because I know you went to JUCO. So tell us about, all right, the looks that you seen, but then also tell us how you got to JUCO.
So going out of prep school, I had a situation in prep school that happened, so I wound up not qualifying because of a situation that happened in prep school.
Gotcha.
Because I had Cincinnati, DePaul, Rutgers, and a couple other schools that I was looking at. And honestly, I was going to commit to Cincinnati.
That'd have been tough.
Yeah, because I just felt like it was for me because I was that hard-nosed, gritty person on defense.
Gotcha.
So when that happened, JUCO came. I really didn't want to go to JUCO. I actually was about to stop playing after that. Like after prep, a lot of people don't know that. I was like, I'm done. Like I'm not going to JUCO. Squirrel was like, nah, you gonna go to JUCO. I'm like, I'm not going to JUCO. He's like, nah, you gonna go to JUCO. You're gonna be fine.
Right.
Stink, Kevin Norris. Met him around Cecil Creek time as well. Him and Squirrel wound up helping me get to Pensacola.
Right.
Get down there, first year, learning a lesson. Also, prep school was learning because I came off the bench. Came off the bench in prep school. And every time I really got a chance to play, I was scoring like 18, 20 something a game. So, yeah, when I got to JUCO, that was like the real lesson because my coach did not care that I was from Baltimore at all. He was like, I don't care where you from. Like, you don't listen. Because I was stubborn as hell. So I felt as though like I can do my own thing or whatever. Like, I know I was supposed to go at. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. So he did that, like, nipped that in the bud already in the jump. Very, very good coach, though, Pete Penner. Like, love him to death. Like, very, very good coach. Structured. One of the reasons why I play like how I play today.
Got you. And so Pensacola, that's Florida.
Yeah.
That's like, that competition down there is crazy.
The Panhandle, especially the Panhandle. I'm playing against people going to Louisville, like everywhere. Western Kentucky, like it wasn't every game I had to play because I knew I'm playing against somebody committed to somewhere.
Right. Did that help with you getting looks though? Just because people maybe be checking out those games or those specific people.
Like that helped as well because you still have like a lot of schools like the JUCO kids because they already polished. They already have 2 years in, so now you instead of bringing in a freshman, you got polished for 1 or 2 years. There's only like rare few programs that really bring in freshmen and they play a lot.
Right.
There's not too many programs that really do that unless they're really just
incredible.
Yeah.
Right. So you get to Troy. By the way, never heard of Troy until you went there.
That's a fact.
So you, for the city at least, you definitely gave them a new spot to at least try to go to.
Brought to you by Pepsi. They have 3 players averaging in double figures, led by Antoine Myers, a senior out of Baltimore, averaging almost 14 points per game.
Give us those experiences in those 2 years and tell me what you accomplished there.
That one was tough as well because now moving into a new system, new players, basically starting over again because now we got a whole, at least like five, 6 JUCO players coming in. So now we fighting for time, really don't know each other. Everybody still got egos coming from different places because you did this, you did that. So my biggest thing was come in and be in the gym. I didn't care what nobody else is doing, come in and better myself. So our first coach, definitely a struggle with my first year because I was just so inconsistent. One game I had 20-something, the next game I had 6. Next game I'm coming off the bench. So for me, like as I learned playing JUCO, because I came out the bench some games my freshman year in JUCO too when I wasn't playing good. Like it really didn't matter to me, like, cause I'm like, all right, when I come in the game off the bench, I can be a spot player. Come in, guard the guard on the other team, and I can. If people don't, I score in spurts, so I can run 8 off in 2 minutes. And for me, I done my job and get a couple rebounds.
Yeah. Talk about how the program was at Troy, like how, because I remember when you went to Troy, and I was like, it looked like you put a little size on for real. Like,
yeah,
talk to me about the strength training program.
So even the craziest thing we had when I was at Pensacola, we had the weight trainer from Florida that when they won the championship with Joakim Noah now. So I put on weight when I was at Pensacola. So I was about 190 solid. When I got to Troy, I was in between like 195. I got to 200 in the summer. But I was in between like 190, 198 all the time. I was eating at least like, for breakfast I would eat the regular breakfast, then I would eat stuff on the side. Lunch I would eat 2 lunches. Dinner I would eat 2 dinners.
How you feel like that helped your game, especially playing at that high level?
Because I'm up and down, so I'm north-south a lot, and I'm in the paint a lot, so I was getting hit a lot. So I said, if I don't put on some more weight, I'm gonna get hurt.
Right.
So I wound up just being solid enough, like, and kept the weight enough, so going in the basket, and I'm just finishing, it wasn't nothing to me.
I feel like that lended itself to you, like you got like the free throw record there, right?
Yeah, I shot the most free throws.
That's cool.
Free throw attempts.
That's cool. How many threes you shoot?
How many did I shoot? Not a lot.
All right, listen.
I probably shot like 15 every year.
All right, so what I'm getting at is kind of talk about how your roles, because your roles change from each point. High school, prep, JUCO, D1, and then obviously in your pro career. How did you transition and not be like, yo, that's not my game? You just accepted whatever role they gave you, and you was just starting that role. Kind of talk about how you was able to do that.
So, like I said, I'm willing to learn and adjust. Like, I can adjust. So, for me, it wasn't like, yeah, I'm a struggle because I got to adjust. But for me, I was just buy into it. Like, all right, you got to be the point guard. You can't go out here and take 15 shots. All right, cool. So, really, I just learned how to be a point guard and do other stuff and just adjust. Every team I played on, I had shooters. Me knowing how I play, I'm downhill. For me, that works out well. So if you stay with the shooters, I'm going to have 40. Because I just felt as though nobody can stay in front of me. I'm not going to miss too many layups.
Right.
Like, you either going to be in foul trouble messing with me, or I'm going to have at least 7 assists. Because you're going to be dumb enough to help. Coach was like, yeah, you're very, very athletic. And he said, you don't use it enough. He said, I think you should get at least 2 to 3 offensive rebounds per game. I said, what? I said, I gotta get back on defense. I said, no. He's like, you're fast enough. If you can't get it and you're smart enough, you can't get it, run back on defense. He said, you should get at least 4 or 5 defensive rebounds. I said, that's a lot to ask for a 6'2" guard. I'm 6'2". He's like, so I'm gonna get you there. Then games start going on. I'm just running in the paint. Mind you, I'm 190, 195. I'm moving bigs out the way, getting the rebound, putting it back up. Like the first couple games, I'm like, I really can average like 6, 7 rebounds per game. And I'm like, for me, that's probably 2 to 6 extra points per game.
That's how I thought about it too.
So that's 2 to 6 extra points or 2 to 3 extra assists per game. We really didn't run too many plays for me in college. It was just more so, okay, like in the shot clock. We did run box screens and stuff, but a lot of it was like weave, and I played more so like Dwayne Wade when I was in college.
But you knew your spots.
Yeah, I knew my spots in college.
For sure.
I really ain't forced too much. I took like what they gave me and stuff like that.
How did those two, like any like championships and stuff like that? Okay, so it was just you.
They like our years was the rebuilding year. They wound up going to the tournament. I think like a year or 2 after.
Gotcha. So you set the
playing
foundation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So it's time to get out of school, and it's time to become a pro.
I ain't gonna lie, I was frustrated because I didn't know.
Which is a lot of people graduating this year.
I had no clue. I knew I wanted to play, but nobody was like, I had nobody really helping me behind, like, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to go to camp, do this, do that. I reached out to Chester Frazier. He got me in contact with an agent. We talked. And mind you, I grew up watching Chester. I really didn't know Chester. Chester played for Cecil.
Okay.
So I really studied his defensive part of like the basketball because I watched him at Illinois. Cool. So that's kind of where I got like my defensive part of my game at because I watched a lot of him like growing up. Got in contact with him. He helped me out. Got in contact with the agent. Agent was like, I think you should really camp. Mind you, at that point, I still really don't know too much. I'm still fresh out of college. But I've been to enough camps to know, like, I'm going to camp with probably 300 other people. How many of those 300 people really get picked up?
Right.
So, wound up getting my October. I got to my team three games late. So he'll tell you I'm working out with him. Going down to Merritt, working out 5 in the morning, working out outside at times. I was working out everywhere at that point.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, I was
working outside.
I was working out everywhere at that point. Like, got a call, said we need you to leave in 3 days. Talked to the coach on Zoom, getting in my character. I was like, all right, I'm gone.
And where is that?
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah, first 2 games, I waking up. I think my second year, I just got used to it. Like, I would never, like, crossover stuff. I would always, like, even on the break, I would always just catch it with one hand and put the ball down.
But you was fast enough to still get by people doing that. You know, some people need that step to try to go.
Yeah. Right.
But either way, with the ball in your hand or your first step, you was gone.
One thing I learned about overseas, like, is shoot the ball and close out basketball. So I was always like somebody even if they closed out short, I still had the advantage. Even if they knew where I was going at, I have a combo for that. So when I drive and I get in the paint, I look at certain, like if I'm driving from the wing, I have certain areas that I already know where people should be at. And where people I know, like, okay, he should help here, and that pass will always be there. Gotcha. That's how I always look at it, because I study the game. So when I get in the paint, like, that's why I be having so many assists, like, towards this day, because I always study where people help at. Like, I didn't see the, like, craziest defenses overseas, so, like I had a team, they switched, like, they switch everything, but they always, like, X'd out so the guards would never be on the big. And, like, I've never seen that before. Like, they ran it so crazy overseas. So even when I thought, like, I had a mismatch, I never had a mismatch. And you can sit in the paint overseas. So we'll come off ball screen, I throw it back. I'm thinking my big got a guard on him. I'm looking, because I'm throwing it back, and I look real quick, it's a big on big again. Everybody just matched up.
Right.
So, yeah, my second game, I think I had like 11 points. Coach was like, this is how I know it was real. Coach came in, it was like, we're going to need more. I think I exploded for 30 something off the bench. I was like 14 for 17 from the field. Yeah, that's when I was like, yeah, I need to just go ahead and just start playing.
Real quick, for those that don't know, if you have a string of bad games overseas, what happens?
Oh, you go home. Right. I went to a couple of teammates, a lot of teammates playing over there. Yeah, it's no joke. You get like a 3-4 game minimum. Max, I mean.
But you're a student of the game. Like, you're a real person I would call a student of the game. Like, you study the mess out of the game.
I studied a lot. Like, a lot.
So even though you was in those situations, you just figured it out. And that's how, I always view your game. Like, you so good at it that in the midst of the game, you'll be able to pinpoint certain stuff. Like, and I never really played with you except for fun. But even you telling me, like, giving me little directions in the game, like, bro, if you stand in that corner, I'm going to find you. Bro, cut through, I got you.
Right.
Bro, spot up right there, I'm going to hit you every time. Like, those are players that, everybody don't run into.
Right.
So, I mean, all right, you've been overseas for what, 4 years at that point?
Yeah.
Right. You come home, and I watch you make your game better every summer, add different things to your game. But obviously, it ain't all about basketball. You had some outside stuff going on that a lot of people don't know about. So I want you to kind of take us through that, take us through your mindset while these things is happening.
So, the first year I played overseas, but my family situation back home just wasn't good at all. So I took the second year off. I was like, that was just the best thing to do because it's bigger than basketball.
Right.
Was it 2000? The second year, I was fine. I mean, the third year, because I took the second year off. Third year, I went to play in Berlin. Actually did very, very good. Still was a big adjustment, but I did good. Came home, played semi-professional. I think that was 2017.
With the Hawks, right?
Yeah, I got hit in my back and I was paralyzed for a month. So that, and the crazy thing, I had a deal coming like the next week.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember this towards the day, and everybody was like, you crazy for this. I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, bro, I'll leave next week. I didn't even care that I couldn't move my lower body or nothing. I'm on the floor like, bro, like, I'm more hurt that because I put in so much work to get that deal. Mm-hmm. I'm laying on the floor and can't move.
Right.
So they like, nah, it's going to be okay. Like, I'm like, it's not going to be okay because I don't get that back. And I'm like, I honestly can't even, like, tell people, like, agents or none of it, like, that happened.
Right.
Because that's a big red flag. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, as that month went on while I was in the hospital, like, literally, like, I had no feeling or nothing. I just was prepared to say, okay, like, I'm in a wheelchair, like, at that point. One day, I just got this weird feeling in, like, my foot. So then, like, I can slightly, like, move, like, my toe. My brother had seen it. And then everybody else that was in the room, I was like, I think I can move, like, my foot. So they went and got the doctor. The doctor started, like, stabbing me again. I was like, oh, chill. I can feel it now. So, yeah, came back, worked out with him to get, like, my strength and stuff back because I was so weak. Like, I had to learn how to walk again. So, it definitely was more mental than anything to me because I felt like I done lost everything I worked so hard for.
Right.
Especially coming from how I grew up and my family situation, like, I was like, damn, like, I had a chance to really put my family in a better situation, and that was just took so quick. So after that, I just looked at stuff a little bit differently. I was just like, yeah, like, you can't take nothing for granted.
Oh, for sure.
3 months later, after the back injury, they say, okay, Antoine, we need you to come back in. I say, I'm fine. What I'm coming back in for?
Right.
They're like, it's something important. I'm like, can you tell me over the phone? Like, they're like, nah, you have to come in for this. Get in there. I'm like, all right, what's up? I gotta do an examination, whatever, because they check my spine or whatever, make sure everything's good. They're like, yeah, you have melanoma. I'm like, I just look. I'm like, excuse me, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, it's a rare skin cancer. I'm like, why is it rare? They're like, because you're African American. Like, most African Americans don't have that. They runs in Caucasians. Like, the pigments in your skin, like, that should not happen. They're like, any history of your family? Like, no. My mother with, like, cancer, but that's about it. They're like, well, we got to do some more results, whatever. They called it at stage 2. I didn't even, like, I didn't know. I was like, I was just lost for words when
For sure.
Because I done dealt with it, like, growing up with, like, my family members and stuff like that. So it kind of hit me hard because I've been through it with them.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a position of being in it myself. So I've been on both sides of having it and being with people who had it. So I didn't tell my family for 8 months. Yeah, I didn't tell my family for 8 months. I wound up, it got to the point where I was just having like crazy episodes, like throwing up a ton of blood, passing out. So I had to tell them at some point, because one day I came home,
Right.
they like, what's going on? I'm like, all right, this is what's going on. So at that point, it just kept getting, it would get better, get worse, get better, get worse, get better. Year before last, they told me I had 8 months to live.
Damn.
Yo, real quick, while all this is going on, you still hooping?
Still hooping. I actually was overseas.
Yeah,
At the same level. This man got cancer. Same level. Don't nobody know. I mean, you know, a few people know. Family know. But that's insane. That's nuts. And do you feel like still playing was like a getaway for you, or like help you take your mind off?
Yeah, I think if I would have just stopped playing, I would have lost my mind.
Right. I just always admired that, bro. Because once you told me, and I'm like, yo, you ain't lose a step. You're not moving no slower. You're not jumping.
But,
you feel me?
But the
Everything's
crazy
the same.
thing, like, I had to, like, people ain't know, but then, like, I told you one day after a game, I said, watch me after the game. Like,
Oh yeah, I knew at that point you look like you dying over there.
Yeah.
But in the game, nothing changes. He played the same way, same speed, same athleticism, and that's just, you feel me? I always admired that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, when you told me, we was working out.
Yeah.
Like, I was calling you every day. Bro, you ready to work out? Never knew. Bro, I'm ready to work out. You ready? Yeah, I'm about to come get you. I'm about to da-da-da-da. And then you was just like, one day, he's like, bro, yeah, I have cancer. You know, and I'm like, dang. Like, it was like a...
Right.
Yeah, so, go ahead. Keep giving us a story about that.
So, yeah, like, I played overseas with it. I didn't tell them either.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of just dealt with it. I had my medication and all that going on. Therapy here and there sometimes when I was over there.
Gotcha.
Just to make sure everything was like, okay. Came home. Still playing, because I'm like, okay. Until it like, say, okay, you need to sit down. I'm going to keep playing to keep my mind off stuff. So I was always in the gym and just trying to keep my mind off things. Then it just got out of control. Like, it just started like spreading so fast, and I didn't know the reason. The craziest episodes, like my closest two friends, like they're like brothers to me. One day I was driving home, like coming in town from Virginia. To the point where I knew I wasn't gonna make it home. I get to just throwing up blood, almost crash. Call him, I said, I'm gonna need you to come get me. He like, what's up? I said, bring some towels, some BC. He said, send me your location. He already knew what was going on. That's the first time, because no one has really, there's only a couple people who have really seen me have an episode.
Right.
That's been close to me, but for him to see it, like I would never want none of y'all, like none of my friends to like see that at all, cause he was just so out of it, like he was just out of it, and I was like, damn, like I gotta beat this, cause I don't need like my like I don't want my family to be like this, like everybody just out of whack at that point, And then it was just like, all right, they like, you have 8 months now. And at that point, I'm like, damn, what the hell am I gonna do in 8 months? Like, what, like, at first I'm like, okay, like, I'm just gonna live with it, like, it's cool, like, I think I left enough impressions on a lot of people that are close to me lives that know, like, I've done, like a good thing. So as the time going down, I'm just like, 5 months, 4 months, 3 months. I'm like, damn. I can't even tell everybody or do everything like I want to do. Like, I can't. Like, that's why I used to do conversations with my brother. Bro, you need to take everything seriously because it can be taken away from you so quick. Like, we walk out here and our morals and our codes are messed up and we do people wrong and all types of stuff. But the day tomorrow, we can walk out of here, God forbid, and get hit by a car, whatever. Like, and people just don't understand that. People live life just living life day to day, and you can't do that. Whatever you striving for as far as goals or whatever, you do that 100%. Because that can be taken today or tomorrow.
Right.
Like, we all have lapses in our life where we try to figure it out or whatever. But you got to do everything 100%.
For sure.
So, second month, mind you, I'm vegan as well, on an alkaline diet. Crazy thing, go to doctor's like, what have you been doing? Like, nothing. Like, I still work out I stopped working out like a lot. Like, I play from time to time, I work out like here and there. You know, I'm on an alkaline diet, vegan, whatever. Like, bro, you just got like 150 white blood cells back. I'm like, what? I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what I'm doing. Probably like gallons of blood. Like, it's a couple people in here who have like seen me like that. But I'm definitely here today because I've been through a lot, and I just wanted to like tell y'all that I didn't beat that shit. Like, after dealing with that, wound up beating it, but I still was like, I was in a depression state. Like I was so mentally like tore up, and I was going through other stuff as well. So I just really just took time to like get myself together. Wound up really getting my mental back together, getting my physical back right. And I thought about going back overseas, but I missed so much time with like family and friends. I've been away from home since high school. So to be away from home that amount of time, you just missing time. So I was like, what's more important? Like, I know I can play. Like, but is it really worth it?
Real quick, I think this is real important. What did you do to help with the depression?
Therapy. With the therapy, really just took time, like self-building for myself. Like, took time, went to eat. If y'all probably seen my grandma at one point. I was always out eating by myself.
Wow.
So,
right.
Yeah, I took the time.
And still playing?
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Tell us about this season.
Definitely an interesting season for me because I'm playing out of position. I play like right now because if y'all know semi-professional, you never know. You might have your team one week you don't have your team. At some point I was playing the 4.
Wow, that's different.
So I was playing people 6'5", athletic, 6'6", athletic. At some point I was playing somebody 6'7", 6'8". I played somebody 6'5", like 280 one game.
Right, dang.
So, yeah, it's definitely a big adjustment. I'm averaging like 29 and like 6.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, I just felt as though I think this is probably my last run. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I honestly think we have the team to get it this year.
Make sure you tell them what league you're into.
And I play in the TTBL.
Right. I like that though. So potentially your last year, you want to go out with an MVP and a ship.
Yeah.
Which is tough. We're wrapping up right now, bro. We just about to hit you with some quick hitters just to get us out the show. Name some of the people that you played with. Some of your favorite people that you played with.
Got a lot of, oh my God. Like on my teams?
On your team. And you played against too. Like it don't matter. Like just name drop them.
I actually like Hunter. Hunter from Troy. I love playing with him. All my JUCO guys.
Okay, that's great.
Because we were just, like, we all got it out the mud. Like, we all just worked hard. We played hard. Had fun. We all knew when it was time to work. We worked hard as a group. Mm-hmm. From here, I like a lot of players from here, though.
Let's give us a few.
My generation or just...
Don't matter.
Like, one that I think is, like, really underrated that people don't know, I like Ev Singletary.
Okay, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
he's a bucket.
He nasty.
Like B Young as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Like B Young. Josh ain't underrated, but I like Josh. I like Will. I like Stan. Like J.Y. Ricky Harris. Draper. Like, and they, Chester. And they're a little bit older, and I ain't really get to see them as much. But like I said, I do my research.
Right, cool.
So, like, still like Paris, even though Paris shoot the ball a lot now, just be jacking. But yeah, like Itchy and all them as well. Like we came up around like a guard-orientated city. Like combos, a lot of combos. So even with like Karan, who else over there right now? That's playing. That I be keeping up with. Who else is over there? It's a lot of them, but like I said, it's a guard-oriented combo guard city.
And last question: when you play against some of the people in here in the city, right? Who get you the most trouble?
Like pick up or real game?
I'm talking real game. Pick up or real game?
Real game. It's crazy because people really don't be trying to attack me in the game like that.
Gotcha.
So nobody.
Yeah, like I'm like when I played overseas as well. Like I really didn't have a problem with guarding like the best person. I really nobody like can say okay like I gave Fresh like 30 something.
Okay.
Or like 40 something.
Okay. Thank you for coming, man. Hey, I really think that when I hear the term "built from nothing," I look at a person like you, brother. Like I think you embody that statement, and I'm glad you came over here and told your story because I think it's one of the best stories I heard.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate you. I'm glad you made it through your trials and tribulations from the, outside basketball and basketball. Like I said, you embody built from nothing. It's another episode. Hey, I want to be sponsored by Off the Dribble Workouts. Shout out to my man Tej. If you need a workout, go work out with that guy. He real great. And that's another episode of Built from Nothing.
I have these bells on the table because I actually rung the bell last week in the hospital. So when I count of three, we're gonna ring them together. You don't got no bells. When I count of three, 1, 2, 3.